Hey, fifth grade, this is Mr. Phi, and we're going to talk about some of the material we're going to cover during fifth grade math this year. Now, before we start and talk about all of the modules that you see on the screen and what we're going to be doing throughout the year, one of the biggest things that we have to know going into the year that fifth grade math is going to be a little more challenging as compared to fourth grade math. But the biggest thing that you can do to help you with the fifth grade math is to know your multiplication facts. Talking to all the students that I've ever had in fifth grade and some of the other kids that have had other teachers, they said if they know their multiplication facts, it really helps them with a lot of the stuff that we do during the year. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to cover throughout the year in fifth grade math. So the first part of the year, we're going to start with talking about addition and subtraction of whole numbers and decimals. So for a lot of you, that's going to be review. We're going to talk about rounding, ordering, estimating, and comparing whole numbers and decimals with an understanding of place value. Now this year with the place value, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to talk about what place each number's in, for example, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, the tenths, and the hundreds places. We're going to talk about all that, but we're going to talk about how each place value relates to each other. So it's going to be a little different than what we've done in the past. Module 2, the second part of the year, during probably the middle to the end of the first marking period, we're going to be doing multiplication and division of whole numbers and decimals. We're going to talk about order of operations and algebraic expressions. So that's something that is a little bit of review and some new stuff that we're going to cover in there as well. The third module is going to be all fractions. So we're going to talk about addition, subtraction, multiplication, division of fractions, and we'll hit decimals a little bit, but mainly the biggest part that we're going to hit this year, and the most important part that I feel that's different than all the other grades, is going to be talking about fractions. So we're going to talk about if fractions have common denominators, if they're mixed numbers, if they're improper, and we're going to be hitting all that stuff this year. Then we get into the fourth module, which is measurement, functions, and equations. The biggest thing we're going to talk about is measurement in different capacities. So we're going to talk about measuring length, height, width, mass. So we're going to be doing some different things there with measurement. Module 5, we're going to get into geometry, and we'll have a project that we do with geometry every year. Geometry Town, the kids always seem to enjoy that. The biggest thing in geometry, we're going to learn about the properties of all the geometric shapes and how they are similar and how they're different. And then towards the end of the year, we're going to talk about graphing on a coordinate plane and how to solve problems using line graphs, bar graphs, pictographs, and line plots. So hopefully you guys are ready. We try to have a lot of fun. We get interactive. One of the biggest things we do in fifth grade is when we're in class, we have small groups. So we'll start with a whole group lesson that takes about 10 minutes or so of the period, and then we'll get into smaller groups, and we'll rotate about every 15 minutes throughout the lesson. We'll have a computer lab. We'll have a independent workstation, we'll have a teacher station, and then we'll have a workstation in which you're going to be working on stuff that we might cover for homework that night or just some of the stuff we've done in class. So hopefully you guys are ready to have some fun, and the biggest thing that I always ask the kids to do is just make sure you're getting your homework done each day. If you can get your homework done, it'll make the year go a lot faster, and you'll do a whole lot better in everything that we do.